Hello, everybody. This is Max O'Carey coming to you live. I'm actually back in the training zone. So I'm coming in with the law of average and numbers. Learned that a long time ago with a top-notch company, which really does massive transformation in the networking field. And what I really am committed to actually bring to you today is some of the trainings that I've been doing with my people at work in really molding them. I've been reading this book called Hyper Growth Sale, and one of the things I really got from that book is that it is very important to grow my salespeople as opposed to me growing it. So basically, instead of me doing the sales, I want to be growing my salespeople. What I really got from that is really using the power of leverage. So when we say the law of average and numbers, so I came from a training and I spoke to my staff and I really enrolled them in the possibility of actually having a massive amount of calls. So they work about 7.5 hours, close to 8. And I mentioned to them, why don't we just go with 180 calls, 180 contacts? So when we think about 180 contacts, here's what I hear, okay? First of all, before I came up with this whole idea, kicking butt and having a whole lot of things, and what ended up happening is that distraction came into play. I'm gonna have to step up and have something get done, because if we're not getting enough contact, therefore we're not gonna see enough people. The level of point and is massive training with them. I'm like, what are you hearing? And they start telling me all the excuse that they've been actually enrolled by with the people that they're calling. And bear in mind, this is not cold calling. These are people who came to us before. They made a purchase. They did a consultation. They gave money. And these are people that were having a hard time selling to them again. Because then again, in my mastermind training, I got it that it's a second sale. So it's really to find a way to get them hooked into a system where it's automatically given. And that's what I'm creating right now, is that I'm creating a legion of certain groups of company where I am going to have them automate that. I'm going to let them know this is the way they ought to take their products. I'm just going to have to go with lower, when I say lower quantity products that they're consuming, and really have this be played out as opposed to like those massive packages. So I went on, they gave me all the excuses, like 1001 excuses. And I said that excuses, I call them excuses, but in reality, these are objections. Usually what those people would say initially, it's not what it is. There's an underlying thing. Like if the person says, in my case, you accept insurance, what they're saying is that I have insurance, I would love to have insurance, I'm not willing to pay cash for that service. And there are other things that they typically would say as well. So I had to mainly really create the possibility of recreating these conversation so that the people can understand why I do what I did. So we hit up the objection of time, the objection of money, the objection of the taste of the products, how they are. We went over all those type of objections. And I shared with them 180 calls. If we only getting it at 2%, or let's say 98% of these individuals do not want us, or for one reason or another, they just don't have money or don't have this, don't have that, we identified that the 2% would come up to 3.6. So if we round it up, let's say 4. So I'm saying I'm only knowing that for each 180 calls that you make, there's 4 of them that's going to say yes. It's also to say that for each 45 calls, I'm going to have one sure locked in appointment. Well, that was a concern for them. And I'm like, let's put it this way. What else you have to do? What else you have to do but to call the people? So I said, is it hard? Well, it's not hard, but sometimes some people, they may have their own opinion. I'm like, it's okay. It's called objection. The master salespeople master objection. So what happened is that I got it very clear that my people are not salespeople. They were mainly customer service people that would be calling saying, how you doing? So I'm like, I want to turn you guys into sales machine. And I will give you these distinctions little by little in order so that you can master and then really performing. So what I run into is that one may say yes, that they want. The other one is more reluctant because they're used to having things come easily. And that's where I was not seeing this because I had so much advertising. So I was not seeing the leak. I knew it was not what I expected. It was not what I wanted. But initially, I realized that I am going to have to step up to really train these individuals. So upon this day, I committed to do my 180. Now, of course, I don't roll by the same standard as my folks because I've been in sales all my life, hated it to the core, but got it that a good salesperson doesn't have what we call recession time. If I want to eat through the phone, I want to eat. So now what I'm implementing is that people who actually are committed to, they say they want to come, then I go a step further to say, I ask them for the money up front. I'm not going to wait till they come so that they can pay me. I'm like, hey, how would you like to take care of that when you do come? It says, well, we'd like to take care of a card. I said, well, we can take your payment right now so that we can confirm your appointment. Because we know that, we see that people who typically pay, they do come. Because they've already given that money. There's no way that they will miss their appointment. So this is some of the stuff I wanted to share with you. So I said that out of 180, if we say that 25% of those people love us, right? So the 180, 25% would come up to 45. And for the 45, we did a irresistible selling or a universal selling, a unique selling proposition. And the unique selling proposition is basically the people would pay like an amount that covers both consultation and products. Initially, I was going to go with a low number and then upscale. But I realized, do I really want, after 20 years being in my field, to really go ahead and see 36 people that pays me something so ridiculously small just so that I can actually have the lead generation? Okay, so that lead generation would have cost me $198. I realized that when you go that low, after a time, it's not going to be easy to upgrade it on them. So what I actually did, I followed the counsel of my GKIC folks, and I'll just let you see some of my tools. I got my good old magnetic marketing. I just came from Info Summit, and the Info Summit is Info Marketing First. So as I'm sharing this with you, one of the things that's very important, and you make sure you like it, send it to your friends, the law of average and numbers. So I said 180 call at 25% gives me 45. So let's take a random number. So we do 45 people. Let's say they're paying $100. That's 4,500 right there. That's 4,500 that's created now. If they choose to confirm through paying in advance, imagine you have a day 4,500 already came in and you're not even looking at the products that they'll be getting after that. So let's take that 4,500, we time it by 22. So for my folks who are very great with calculator, so let's kind of like really look at that. So 4,500 times 22 days of work. That's nearly $99,000. Now that's like on a perfect world. Now remember, for the girls, the standard that I gave them is very simple. Out of the 180, I put it at like 98% no success, right? So when I say 98% no success, here's what it comes up to. I know that they would miss out on 176.4. So I rounded off to 4. So imagine if we have the girls do this, so 4 times 22 days of work, so it would come up to 88. So let's say those 88, I time it by 100, okay, for just a good calculation. So they would have bring in 8,800. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, because they actually brought in 400. That would give me the ability to really hit them up on good bonuses. They can have a life that they love. I can match them with so many great things, benefits, and all that. But so that's the importance of the law of average and numbers. The law of average and numbers only states that, the more contacts, the more appointments. The more appointments gets you the more shows, the more shows, the more presentation. The more presentation is the more ka-ching that comes in. So this is what I wanted to share with you. And watch out for all my other events, my other training. I just want to really be a contribution. Everything is about enrollment. So I am calling these people. I'm knocking my 180 today. And definitely, I've already prayed, and I know I got this. So here's some of the other books. Diet marketing. I'm being trained and developed massively, and I'm part of a peak program. Okay. Wealth attraction. I kept always saying wealth creation, not realizing wealth has always been there. So in reality, and that I'm having my staff read a page a day before we start work. So besides prayer and everything, and of course, I'm getting my ultimate training, of course, through my Biblia. Okay. I am getting my ultimate training through there. And I just want you to know, and this is what it's about. Now, also, I make sure that I get trained and developed. So these are the numbers I'm looking at. So imagine, let's say if I follow the same process as that, 12 G's a day, that's not bad at all. So zero prospecting, zero rejection prospecting. So that's all these things that we're working on, making sure that there's enough things that's available to create that. I make sure I'm taking my supplements. All right. I'm taking all my good stuff just to make sure I'm okay and I'm ready to rock and roll. All right. This is Max O'Carey. Thank you very much for taking this time to actually connect on the law of average of numbers. Watch out for the next presentation. 305-407-9227.